And welcome to Decoding Your Superpowers. Woot woot. I'm Teresa Lysam here with my friend and coaching partner.
Linda Karshner.
We're so glad you're here. We want to share something a little bit different today. We'll see how it goes.
Right.
We want to talk about what happens or what to do if you don't know somebody's strengths. Either they have not taken the assessment, you just didn't have the conversation with them, but you're trying to get a better understanding of who they are, how they show up in the world, how they think, and what's important to them. Whereas if we have a report in front of us, we can really kind of pick that up really, really quickly. But if we
Right.
don't have a report, then we have to use our knowledge base and our understanding of the strengths concept to kind of deduce and make an educated guess as to what strengths we're seeing showing up in this other person. So that's gonna be our goal today. We'll see how it goes. But we do like to share a little bit
Right.
of basic understanding of the whole strengths concept,
Hmm.
which we absolutely love. We find it a very useful tool for our own personal growth and our understandings of the world and people in the world that we interact with. And it is an investment. You do have to invest a little bit of money and a little bit of time in taking the assessment through the Gallup website.
Hmm.
It in the past it was referred to as the Clifton Strengths Finders, which you can still see it referenced as that, but it's now been purchased or whatever, partnered with Gallup, so it's the Gallup. I don't even know what the actual name is that they're calling right now on the website.
Strengths.
Is it the Gallup Strengths Assessment?
Yeah, no, it's Clifton Strengths.
Oh, Clifton Strengths. So you can see it referenced as either the Strengths Finders, the Clifton Strengths Finder, the Gallup. It's basically all the same.
Mhm.
And it was, I'm going to let you take over, Linda, from here because you're really well versed at that. So,
So,
a little starting point of how it got
yeah,
brought into the world.
Don Clifton has been dubbed the father of positive psychology many, many years ago. And he started studying what's right about people, what their strengths are. And that's like one of his most famous quotes. What if we studied or focused on what's right about people instead of what's wrong with them? And he applied it first in a corporate setting. It's also been applied in school settings, the military service, and also in churches. So the Clifton Strengths Assessment has 200 questions. So you do need to allow yourself some uninterrupted time to take this assessment. It's online because you need a computer to process all of the amazing richness that this assessment will tell you about yourself. And it focuses on 34 universal strengths. They have found these to be global. It's not culturally based or gender based. They are strengths that are common to everybody. And these 34 strengths, we each have those in our own unique combination. Excuse me. And there's no one who can even mathematically possibly have your order of strengths in exactly the same order as yours.
Correct. Right. Right. It's astronomical. It's
Mhm.
astronomical as to the chances that somebody on this planet, either past, present, or future, has the exact same lineup as you.
Yeah.
So that makes us infinitely unique. We love that phrase. That's from our mentor, Eddie Villa.
Mhm.
Infinitely unique. Only we can bring our uniqueness to the world at this point in time. And for me, that's really, really empowering and motivating. Like, I better get going and bring my gifts to the world in a bigger way. but it's just really been powerful for me in terms of seeing my own worth, seeing my own value, getting a clear understanding of who I am. And yeah, it's just something that and I'm sure you've had a similar experience,
Oh,
Linda.
yeah.
We just want to share it with the world. We want them to feel empowered and really good about themselves as well. So
I
that's
just
why
kind of
we do
for
this.
granted that who I am had value because I was always like a friend, a loving person, a caring person, and I was always smart. And I don't know, I guess I thought I had to be an influencer and
Hmm.
inspire someone who would inspire other people, who was
Hmm.
energized by inspiring other people, um, instead of just loving people where they're at
Hmm.
and being able to share my wisdom and knowledge with people to bless them.
Yeah.
And at our one workshop, a young woman who I've known since she was like 7 and she's 40 now, she said, yeah, she said, I would come to you to ask questions where some people I would feel like they would put me down. She said, but I always knew you were a good source of accurate information, but acceptance at the same time.
Mm.
So
Mm.
that made me feel really good. And
Yeah.
that's how God created me.
And you're now able to lean in that,
Yes.
into that uniqueness without comparing yourself to others or
Mm,
not thinking you're not enough
right.
because
Right.
we have so much coming at us, so many messages telling us otherwise.
Right.
It's good to understand our strengths because it is our authentic selves. And
Mhm.
if we acknowledge that and stand firm in that, then those outside influences don't have as much effect on us
Right.
as they
Right.
may have in the past.
Hmm.
So, and I love that this is focused on all what's right about us, what's right about somebody else, what's right about the world. Again, we're getting an opposite message
Right.
since we were young
Hmm.
that we might not.
We need to
Yeah, we
be
have to focus on what we need help with. We have to focus
right.
on our weaknesses. And
We
this
have to
is
be
totally
well
opposite that.
rounded.
Yes,
If you're
exactly.
not well rounded, then you're just not a sparkle. And
Yeah, yeah.
we've and it's not that you shouldn't encourage yourself, empower yourself to learn new things or to try new things, but to do it in your own way,
Mm-hmm.
in your own
Mm-hmm.
passions, and stop trying to be someone else.
Yes, yes, that's huge. I said we're all kind of doing that in our own way in some version of
Mhm.
trying to fit into everybody else's vision of who we might be or should be or
Mhm.
whatever. But so
Yeah.
thank you for that. That was really rich. So what we're going to do today is we're going to try to use our understanding of strengths to think about another person who we don't know their strengths. We don't have their results. This person has not taken the assessment. We want some better understanding of why this person does the way why they think the way they do, maybe why they're triggering other
Yeah.
people. So, so we're going to see what we can do. We don't have a report to look at. We're
Right.
just going to try to guess intelligently what some of this person's strengths could possibly be. And Linda, I don't know if you want to move
Yes.
further into that or what, but
Yeah. So this is my youngest son, and he just turned 21, and so my older two sons and their significant others were so gracious. One year for Mother's Day, they were willing to let me pay for their strengths assessment, and they took it. And so we have had so much fun. And I love hearing them talk about, like, especially with their significant others, like their different strengths and things like that. But my youngest son is kind of the holdout. Like, he's not going to do that dumb thing. And
Yet.
yet. And so we're thankful that we're going to express gratitude that someday in the right timing, he will take it. So, my husband and I, and my husband, of course, my husband actually took the assessment before I did, many years before, for something that he was doing with his church leadership team. So, um, my husband and I try and guess what our youngest son's strengths are, because we want to focus on his strengths and we want to encourage him to not be in the basement of his strengths.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing that we have noticed about him is that he has a really special connection with one of the gentlemen in our church who has been kind of his mentor through the years, and would take him on the tractor, and he could ride in the little buddy seat when he was like 4 years old.
Oh.
And he just, like, he really looks up to this gentleman. And
Mm-hmm.
so when our son is not at church, he'll say, did this guy ask about me? Did he say anything about me? So we're thinking, does he maybe have like some influencing, some significance, strengths
Mm.
high? Like, he wants to be important and leave a legacy and affect people's lives so that they would ask about him or about
Mm.
him or inquire about him.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing that we have wondered, does he have significance high? It's important to him what people think about him. And then another one that we've wondered about, and Brian and I, my husband and I, both have significance low. And another one that we both have very low, my husband really low, is context.
Mm.
So context is where you look at the past as a blueprint, as the foundation, as the stability for the present.
Mm-hmm.
And so often, our youngest son will remember things that have happened in the past, almost like holding a grudge,
Mm.
but like remembering past things. So we're wondering if he has context high, which maybe means that past behaviors, past interactions, past patterns of behavior are important to him and are an influence for him in the present.
Mm.
So we don't know for sure. And, as he gains more self-awareness, when the time is right, hopefully he will take the assessment. But he has he enjoys being around people. He does not like to have nothing to do. Like, he always has to be running and doing things. If And he works a lot, and he drives an hour to work one way,
Mm. Wow.
hour home, 45 minutes, something like that.
Wow.
So even though he's tired when he comes home, he's not the kind of kid who just, you know, chills. If he sits down, he'll fall asleep because
He's tired.
he's
Yeah.
tired.
Yeah.
Um, but he always wants to be running and doing things.
Mm.
He doesn't really have a hobby, plays some video games, but not much. And he wants to be with people, interacting with people.
Mm.
And he's always had, um, I don't know if I would say a lot of friends, but um, like an inner circle of friends.
Mm.
Um, and
Mm.
likes to be with people.
Mm-hmm.
He likes to hang out with groups of people. And he said the other day, um, he was like, I don't have to have the center of attention all the time. Like I like for other people to talk to, but I can hold my own.
Mm-hmm.
I like to talk and be part of things, but I don't have to be the center of attention all the time.
Oh, okay. Well,
And
I
we
was
would
thinking a
agree with
woo, but I'm going to take that off my list.
that. Yeah. When he's with the family, he loves to be the center of attention because he's the
Hmm.
baby of the family.
Yeah, yeah. And that's just a birth order thing. That's really not a strength thing.
Yeah, but when he's with other people, apparently he's noticing that he doesn't have to be the center of attention all the time.
Interesting. Now, what I heard when you were talking,
Yeah,
I heard that is a dominant domain and secondary no domain, and I don't know which would be which, but he sounds like a relationship builder.
yeah,
Sounds like people energize him. He
right,
enjoys connecting with people.
right.
And he's could be a high executor as well,
Hmm,
which
never
is
thought
do,
that.
do, do, take action,
Yeah,
always on the go.
right,
So, as to which order they're in, we couldn't tell at this point. Maybe something to pay attention to.
right. Yeah, I'm thinking relationship builder before executing. And
Hmm.
he may have some high executing strengths, like some activator.
Yeah,
Is that
that's what I was thinking too. Activator is a person who is always on the go, an energy
yeah,
source, like taking
yeah.
the action. Does he seem to be the spark behind things? Like takes a lot of action, but maybe doesn't follow through to the end,
Oh
possibly?
yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, he always has ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he's going to do this, that, or the other. And he went around and collected old metal stuff, and he's going to take it and get it weighed and get money for it. And it's sitting in our backyard.
So yeah, that sounds like activator to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah,
Um,
he likes to be busy, likes to, and doesn't think through things
hmm
very well.
Yeah, so it sounds like his mind is just go, go, go. Let's do this. Let's take some action. And then something else comes up and bumps
Right,
that one out of the way. And
right.
then he'll take action on that new idea. And then something else will come in and bump that one out.
Mhm.
So ideation popped into my head as
Yeah,
well,
yeah, could be, could be.
where
Yeah.
he's got a plethora of ideas that are always moving through his head.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And
Mm.
kind of seeing things that other people don't see. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes. And what else popped in? Oh, relator, possibly.
Yeah, possibly.
Possibly. Um,
I would say not include her
hmm
because he doesn't really worry about other people who are on the fringes. I think that he has felt on the fringes
mm,
himself, and that hasn't really, like, it has created a situation where he finds a close group of friends. He's friends with uh, kids that he's been friends with forever.
Yeah.
But he also makes new friends. Like
hmm
he just had his birthday was on Saturday, and he invited a friend from work to come to his birthday dinner. And so, there's like new people too.
Right. But it sounds like he has that core group of his
Hmm.
inner circle people that has probably been with him for a long time and he feels really comfortable there.
Right.
But
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
even though woo may not be high, which it might still
It
be,
might. Yeah.
it might
Yeah.
be down there a little bit, but that might be where he likes to interact with new people, but
Mhm.
he doesn't want them necessarily to be close to him,
Right. He
so.
definitely has. set views in his mind of the
Ooh.
kinds of people that he hangs around with. You know, he's definitely blue collar, hands on,
Mm-hmm.
really values people who work with their hands and do physical labor because that's what he does.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think about belief being up there?
It is pretty strong, I would
Hmm.
say. Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
So he
And
has his values, he has his way, like you said, he wants to be with these certain types of people, and so that could maybe stem back to the belief strength,
mm-hmm. Yeah,
possibly.
it might possibly be something that would be strong for him.
Hmm. I do want to mention that every strength has a real positive aspect to it where it's really energizing and it's authentic and it's allowing you to move through life in a better way. And then they also have the flip side of that, which we refer to as the basements or the dark side.
Yeah,
Then we don't want to say negative as such, but
right.
where it's you're at the flip side of it because there's flip sides of everything. You know,
Mhm.
you got the light and the dark and the warm, the hot and the cold. So we have this duality going on. So there's also dualities with the strengths. So if somebody, let's say, let's go back to one of these. Um, Activator. Let's just look at that
Yeah,
one real quick.
yeah.
So self-starter, ready to go. You know, again, he lights the fire under everything and
Mhm.
go, 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 take the action and put the thought into it later, which I would love to have that person as a
Yeah,
friend,
really?
part of my working group, part of my team to
Hmm.
get us motivated. But then the flip side of that is they take off like we'd already said, but then they don't finish things.
Hmm.
Other things come into their awareness and they want to act on that. Or maybe they got things started and they're taking off and other people are way behind
Yeah,
and they can't keep up with them.
right.
So there's the flip side and the positive side. And sometimes we might have a strength that is showing up in our top 10, our zone of genius, but yet we're not operating or leaning into it in the best way possible. We might have kind of fallen down into that basement area.
Right.
Um, and sometimes you have to guess. I mean, we do that. We all do that
Hmm.
where we're like, oh, I need to, I need to flip that and work from the positive side. Let me
Uh,
see if I can find Activator real fast. Oh, shoot. How did that happen? Hang on a minute. I just had it and then it disappeared on me. Activator. And I'm not going to show this, but I just want to refer
yeah.
to it.
Hmm.
So, activators can get people excited about ideas, they lead to real productive activity. But then it could, like we said, they could move so fast that other people get uncomfortable. They might get overwhelmed. They might not be able to keep up, so they shut down because
Right.
that activator is too much for them,
Hmm.
possibly,
Hmm.
and it can be confusing and frustrating for the people working with them. And this is interesting, and just see if this has any relevance to what we're trying to guess for your son. They can become self conscious and judgmental when others don't share their passion,
Hmm.
leading them to believe that they're too much or in the wrong place.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I think he definitely, if people don't value the hardworking blue collar lifestyle the way he does, he can be very judgmental of them,
There you go.
kind of lash
Possibly.
out
Yeah.
or
And again, we're just guessing. And
right,
if we had his strengths line up in front of us and he was here, then we could ask questions
right.
as to if this is happening for him and
Mhm.
not in a judgmental way. We're just
Yeah.
trying to get that person to start operating from those positive attributes of the strength as
Right.
opposed to the negative ones.
Yeah, I know for myself, like with learner at 1 and input at 5, I can spend hours and days absorbing information and learning and
Yep,
sharing
me
a little
too.
bit. But it also gets me stuck in a analysis paralysis situation where I'm always in my head and not doing things.
Same with me. I
Yeah,
can, that's my happy place, just listening,
mine too.
bringing in that info and like,
Yeah.
oh, that's an interesting concept and just playing with the concepts, but
Hmm.
taking action and doing something with that information,
Right.
that's more of an effort for me.
Right. And that's one of the things that I have loved about learning about strengths is not only does it show us who we are in our best self, in our superpowers, but it also shows us, it gives us a language, it gives us an awareness of how those things can sour a little bit and how they can be detrimental to us and those around us. My husband is a high executor, and we kind of joke about that. Like when I do execute, he's like, "Ooh, baby, look at you executing," because
That's cute.
that is not me. Like he'll say something like, were you going to do X, Y, or Z? I'm like, yeah, I was thinking about that. And where for him,
It
he
was
just,
just in here though.
yeah, it was all in here. And I just, I don't do it till I've thought and thought and thought about it. And
Hmm.
him, as soon as he thinks it, he does it. He turns
Mm.
his thoughts into actions and gets it done. So
Hmm. Yeah, so it's like it sounds like you
it's
have a
fun.
nice balance and a
Yeah.
nice balance. But
Yeah.
that could be annoying to you
Oh, sometimes.
out
Yeah.
with you not having that strength or that ability. And
Yeah.
that could trigger you guys to, kind of butt heads over that. But with your
Right.
understanding of
Yeah.
each other, it
Right.
makes the relationship a lot sweeter and a
It
lot
does.
more gracious and
Yeah,
accepting.
absolutely. And one of the things that I shared in an announcement at our church on Sunday was, we kind of started talking about the self-awareness piece of strengths, but it's also that common language, how it
Hmm.
blesses the
Hmm.
group, your
Yeah.
family, your church, your work,
Yes.
your colleagues, whatever. Giving us all that common language is so important to be
Yes.
able to build each other up, hold each other accountable, um, and just to have an organization, whatever that organization is, a marriage, family, church, business,
Yep.
that functions at its best.
Right.
So, hopefully that spoke to people because it's not just about self. It's
Hmm.
about the group as a whole.
Right.
And it's
Right.
so
Right.
important and so beneficial.
Yeah. Well said. Well said, Linda. So before we wrap this up, did this give you some new
Yeah.
things to think about
Yeah.
when you see your son again or
Yeah.
watch him play things out in the future and like, oh, maybe that is his activator.
I think we hadn't thought too much about Activator, but as we were talking, I can kind of see that might really be something that could be where his strengths are, and we can hopefully, you know, uh, encourage that in him and
Hmm.
educate him at the same time. Like I love that you're acting on this and doing these
Hmm.
things, and how can I help you or support you with the follow through and the XYZ steps that come after that initial action.
Right. And you just even again, if you're just guessing that this might be one of his strengths,
Yeah.
I'm I'm thinking it would give you a better understanding of why he's doing this particular thing. Oh,
Hmm.
that he's just in your head. Like that's
Yeah.
just his activator, and you're not going to be triggered by his
Right.
actions. You
Hmm.
have more of an understanding, and oh, maybe that's just his strengths playing out.
Right.
So
Right.
that's another valuable piece to this.
There is.
It kind of keeps us from judging and jumping to conclusions and getting down on the other person because they're just naturally doing what they
Right.
do because of their strengths. Yeah, that's just how they are innately, and we shouldn't be judging or criticizing them. But if we kind of have an idea that's what they're doing, it just adds to the relationship. And yeah, the world would be so much of a better place if we all
Right.
knew each other's strengths. So
Yeah.
this has been an interesting conversation for
Thanks for
us. Hopefully it's
your input.
sure, hopefully it's been helpful to those watching.
Yeah, I hope so.
Um, so you don't have to know a ton about strengths,
Right.
and if you just have a working understanding and you have access to where you can read the descriptions,
Mhm.
you can just kind of, like I said, guess, just like what we did here. It's just going to give you a better understanding of you and the person that you're trying to, like I have some sisters that they will probably never take it.
Yeah.
But because in my mind, I'm trying to guess what their strengths are, it gives me just another tool
Mhm.
to be accepting and understanding and less judgmental.
Yeah.
Can I do it 100% of the time? No, but
No.
it gives like afterward, like, oh, I think that was her arranger popping out.
Uh-huh.
It just
Right.
gives me that ability to, love them a little bit more.
Right.
So thank you so much, Linda.
Yeah,
So
thank you
appreciate you. We
for
love nerding out on
yeah.
strength for sure.
We
Next
do.
week we will have a person here live. We're going to go
Yay.
over her
Exciting.
strengths in person so she can give us feedback. If anybody watching has their strengths report, even if it's an old one, you can
Hmm.
always get back into the website, tell them you forgot your password, you
Yep.
know, connect back in, pull it out, and just see if they still ring true for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
I'm finding that many of people's strengths stay very similar, very much the same. The core is still there. They might shuffle around, a few might move places, but they seem to be consistent even over time.
Right.
So if there's something you want us to look at, please connect with us. We'd love to see a report. We'd love to look it over and just jump into it and dissect and give our thoughts on you. Shine a
Yeah.
light on your brilliance. And we also have a special um, group recording that we're going to release here soon, where there was several of us on the same call talking about how one strength shows up differently for all of us. So even though we share the same strength, it's
Yeah.
all different depending on who we are and what our other strengths were. So that was fun. We're going to release that and hopefully do more of that. So watch for
Yeah.
that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if you have a strength that you kind of struggle with, or
Hmm.
one that you love and you would like
Hmm.
to, talk to some other people who have that high, we could maybe make that happen. Just let us know.
Yeah. It's fun to hear how it
Yes.
shows up differently for every
Yeah.
person.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
really great
Yeah,
fun.
the
So
one
watch for
lady,
that.
I was surprised that she had that strength high. I don't know her that well, so
Hmm.
she just seems more reserved. The other one, I got that.
Yeah, I know. It's very obvious. But
Yeah,
anyway, watch for that. It's a really fun conversation,
it is
and
fun.
we
Yeah.
hope to have some more of those throughout
Yeah.
the rest of the year. So
Yep.
thank you,
Be fun.
Linda.
Yeah, thank
Thank you,
you.
everybody who's watched in, whether the recording or in the live. We are available to help you tap into your own personal superpowers. So please
Absolutely.
connect with us. All
Yep.
right, everybody. We will
Bye,
see you the
everyone.
next time. Bye bye.